Let's focus on creating the functions for Python, and for that I'll create a file name function.py, and over here we will be creating our functions. So starting with the first function definition, first of all I'll mention a comment, functions in Python script. So the first thing we need to do is def absolute value with the parameter of num, and the next value will be taken. So this function, so I'll just mention in the comment over here that this function returns the absolute means the positive value. Let it be for the positive numbers or the negative numbers, absolute value will be always positive. So absolute value of the entered number. Now what we need to do is that if num greater than or equal to 0, then mentioning return num, else we will return num. In both the conditions it will return the positive value of num, that is minus of minus value of num. So if the value is negative, then minus of minus will return positive. So we will print the output for the same. So the first output, say for output 1, the value will be print absolute value and the parameter is 2. So for 2 we will get the value as 2 only. Say for the next output, that is output 2, the value we need to calculate. So that is print absolute value of -4. So this will give you the output as 4. The expected output is 4. We'll analyze this now in our command prompt. We'll just clear this script and run this code, that is Python function.py. So here you can see for 2 I'm getting the value as 2 only, and for 4, the 4 minus 4 value I'm getting 4, because minus of minus returns the positive value. Consider for the next function to be created, that is def greet, and it is taking parameters of names. The star refers to the address of this particular parameter. So now I'll just mention in the comment that this function greets all the person in the names tuple. So for that I'll mention as the comment for name in names. Now here it will print a greet statement like hello, and then specifying the space with the name value. So we need to give the list of arrays, like array values with the names associated to it. So each and every name will be printed properly over here. So that is given over here as greet Monica, my first name, and the next name comes as Luke, and after that comes the name which is Steve, and after that comes the name which is called as John. So these values will be considered, and now let's go to our command prompt again and run this code. So here you can see the hello with the names with the array values which is presented properly over here, starting with the first value as Monica, then comes Luke, then comes Steve and John, which has been printed properly. So in this way you can see that the functions in a particularly Python has been properly associated. Next chapter is purely based on the next level, which is called as data visualization, and for that we need a library called matplotlib. So we'll install that particular library and create with the first basic example where we will be plotting the years and GDP of the particular values. Like for years what was the GDP value, and that will be plotted with the help of matplotlib. So let's get started with our next chapter.